boys and girls. Mrs. Monroe here with a different kind of book. This one's about dinosaurs. I don't care what age you are, dinosaurs are fascinating, and this book is different because it's written as silly poems by Jack Paluski and Arnold Lebel. Tyrannosaurus. Tyrannosaurus was a beast that had no friends, to say the least. It ruled the ancient out of doors and slaughtered other dinosaurs. Brachiosaurus. Brachiosaurus had little to do but stand with its head in the treetops and chew. It nibbled the leaves that were tender and green. It was a perpetual eating machine. Brachiosaurus was truly immense. Its vacuous mind was uncluttered by sense. It hadn't the need to be clever and wise. No beast dared to bother a being its size. Brachiosaurus was clumsy and slow, but then there was nowhere it needed to go. If Brachiosaurus was living today, no doubt it would frequently be in the way. Leptopterygius. Leptopterygius lived in the ocean. Leptopterygius swam very fast. Its head was enormous, its fangs were abundant, its temper ferocious, its appetite vast. Leptopterygius, big as a city bus, was an insatiable ichthyosaur. Anything captured by Leptopterygius never was seen in the sea anymore. Leptopterygius ate every morsel it managed to catch in the long-ago sea. So I'm grateful that Leptopterygius isn't around to go swimming with me. Stegosaurus. Stegosaurus was a creature uncontentious and benign, and the row of armored plates upon its back failed to protect its tender belly or protect its flimsy spine. Stegosaurus often wound up as a snack. Stegosaurus blundered calmly through the prehistoric scene, never causing any other creature woe. Its brain was somewhat smaller than the average nectarine. Stegosaurus vanished many years ago. Deinonychus. Deinonychus was named for its terrible claw. Deinonychus was savage and cunning. It pounced on its victims and swallowed them raw before they even stopped running. Ferocity was its predominant trait. Its habits were purely predaceous. It ate what it caught and caught what it ate. In the days of the early Cretaceous, large dinosaurs quaked when this monster came near to stuff them inside its belly. How fortunate then that it's no longer here to eat us like cream cheese and jelly. Ankylosaurus. Clankety, 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 clack. Ankylosaurus was built like a tank. I missed that one. Let me do that one again. Clankety, 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 clank. Ankylosaurus was built like a tank. Its hide was a fortress as sturdy as steel. It tended to be an incredible meal. It was armored in front, it was armored behind. There wasn't a thing on its minuscule mind. It waddled about on its four stubby legs, nibbling on plants with a mouthful of pegs. Ankylosaurus was best left alone. Its tail was a cudgel of gristle and bone. Clankety, 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 clank. Ankylosaurus was built like a tank. Diplodocus. Diplodocus plodded along on the trail on four massive thundering feet. It had a long neck and a serpentine tail, and Diplodocus plodded along long ago. Diplodocus plodded along. Diplodocus feasted from morning till night. It did almost nothing but eat. It couldn't go far without taking a bite, and Diplodocus plodded along long ago. Diplodocus plodded along. Diplodocus needed to stay on its toes and watch with its skyscraper eyes, for it was surrounded by ravenous foes. And Diplodocus plodded along long ago. Diplodocus plodded along. Diplodocus never could move very fast because of its ponderous size. It lived long ago, and its time is now past. And Diplodocus plodded along long ago. Diplodocus plodded along. Dilophosaurus. Solophasis was a hunter with efficient teeth and claws. It gobbled any animal that fit between its jaws. Its head was rather narrow, its neck and tail were long, its vision was uncommon, and its legs were fast and strong. Solophasis chewed on lizards. Solophasis swallowed ants. Solophasis gnawed on mammals, but it never dined on plants. Solophasis stayed attentive, or a crisis was in store, and the hunter made a morsel for a mighty phytosaur. Triceratops. Triceratops had one short horn and two as long as spears. It dwelled near scores of carnosaurs, and yet it had no fears. Triceratops was dangerous, imperious, and strong. The predators that challenged it did not last very long. Triceratops fought valiantly and vanquished every foe, and so why it disappeared, nobody seems to know. Corythosaurus. Corythosaurus long ago wandered to and fro, ambled in and ambled out, munching as it went about. Corythosaurus moved with grace. It had a duckbill on its face. It had a helmet on its head. It could have used some brains instead. Corythosaurus, short on sense, had no semblance of defense. Though it did the best it could, Corythosaurus is gone for good. Allosaurus. Allosaurus liked to bite its sheep. Its teeth were sharp as sabers. It frequently, with great delight, made mincemeat of its neighbors. Allosaurus liked to hunt, and when it caught its quarry, it tore it open back and front and never said, "I'm sorry." Allosaurus liked to eat, and using teeth and talons, it stuffed itself with tons of meat and guzzled blood by gallons. Allosaurus liked to munch and kept from growing thinner by gnawing an enormous lunch, then rushing off to dinner. Iguanodon. Iguanodon, Iguanodon, whatever made you fade? You traveled on, Iguanodon, we wish you could have stayed. Iguanodon, Iguanodon, we've sought you everywhere, both here and yon, Iguanodon, but failed to find you there. Iguanodon, Iguanodon, you are gentle kind, but now you're gone, Iguanodon, and left your bones behind. Quetzalcoatlus. Quetzalcoatlus once mastered the skies, a reptile in aerodynamic disguise. Its 50-foot wingspan sustained it aloft. Its takeoffs were nimble, its landings were soft. Quetzalcoatlus, an animate plane, glided and soared over ancient terrain, the largest and mightiest creature that flew. It did very well without pilot or crew. Seismosaurus. Seismosaurus was enormous. Seismosaurus was tremendous. Seismosaurus was prodigious. Seismosaurus was stupendous. Seismosaurus was titanic. Seismosaurus was colossal. Seismosaurus now is nothing but a monumental fossil. Okay, that's the end of the story. I hope you like the silly dinosaur poems that the author wrote for you and that I read for you, even though there were so many difficult words. I hope you enjoyed it. This is a chart, and if you look closely, it tells you where dinosaurs lived and how long they were or how tall they were. I have another good book for next week. I hope you join me then. And if you get a chance to leave a class comment, I would really like to know what books you like and what books you've learned something from. I miss you guys.